What's going on, everybody? Welcome in the NBA Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Seatman, and come up on today's show, we're going to talk about the latest drama around the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo. As there are some reports out there suggesting that he could potentially want out. The Bucks just waived Damian Lillard, signed Miles Turner. It's been a hectic day here in Milwaukee, so we'll break it all down on today's show. But this is also the biggest reason why you guys need to hit that subscribe button, because if we get any more updates on Giannis and this whole situation brewing in Milwaukee, we will have a video for you guys ASAP. So hit that subscribe button today. Lock us in as your go-to NBA YouTube channel. We're live right now, so if you guys are watching this video, hop in the live chat, but please make sure you hit that subscribe button and lock us in. So the news started today out of Milwaukee with Miles Turner, a bit of a shocker, signing with the Bucks on a 4-year, $107 million deal. Did not see this one coming. All the reports are indicating that he was going to stay in Indiana. You know, he's a 10-year-plus veteran for that team, but he decided to go to Milwaukee, and my immediate reaction was, well, how do the Bucks have money to pay Miles Turner? Well, this was the following move. Damian Lillard, in shocking fashion, was waived by the Milwaukee Bucks, and now he is owed $113 million over the next 5 seasons. Now, I will say on the Dame front, I don't expect him to sign this offseason. I could see him maybe signing with a team during the year. He's rehabbing a torn Achilles, but I think it's more likely than not that Dame kind of just goes away this season, and then next summer he is one of the more intriguing free agent targets for a team. I would be very curious to see what his market would be, what his value would be, but after both those moves, people were debating, is Giannis happy? Is he upset? Well, it looks like he's upset. Chris Haynes tweeting this out saying, breaking, Milwaukee Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo is not pleased with the team's decision to waive Damian Lillard, league sources tell me. Now, I think that's interesting, mainly because why would Giannis be, upset about that unless him and Dame had a great relationship? But I'm sure the Bucks with this move, I'm sure they were thinking to themselves, like, all right, we're going to waive Dame. We're going to go get a Miles Turner. We're going to get Giannis bought back into the Bucks this next season. Eastern Conference wide open. We get Turner, brought back Bobby Portis, signed Gary Harris. Like, maybe they thought that was going to be enough to keep Giannis happy in Milwaukee and keep him in that Bucks uniform. Now, again, this isn't a formal trade request. I don't think the Bucks will even take a call on Giannis unless he goes to the front office and says, I will never play another game in that Bucks uniform. That's the only way they would entertain a trade. But if he is somehow available and it's like an open bidding war, I mean, we have never seen anything like this in the NBA. This is a guy, he is still a top 3 player in the world, one of the best defensive players in the world, and he is just a walking 30-point double-double every single season. And plus, the playmaking has definitely taken an increase over the last couple of years, averaging 6.5 assists per game. The last 2 seasons, always stays fairly healthy besides the 2023-24 playoff run. But this guy's a freak. He plays almost every single game. He plays with intensity. He is everything a franchise would want out of a franchise caliber player. He has been awesome for Milwaukee, brought them a title. So again, he will not leave the Milwaukee Bucks unless he specifically comes to the front office and says, hey, I want out. But what a hectic day for Milwaukee. Now, it was funny after the Miles Turner news and the Damian Lillard news, and then obviously Chris Haynes putting that tweet out there, Milwaukee stayed active. Gary Harris, 2-year deal. And then they traded Pat Connaughton for Micic and 2 first-round picks. So maybe that is, or 2 second-round picks. Maybe that was enough to keep Giannis happy. I really doubt that. But then you also brought Jericho Sims back on a 2-year deal. Now, we'll discuss some Giannis trade destinations here in a second, but you guys let me know your thoughts on this. Will Giannis stay with the Bucks? How are you feeling? What do you think's going to happen? Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no down below in the comment section. If Giannis will stay with the Bucks, I'm going to say yes as it stands right now, but again, it just comes down to that trade request. If we get it, a lot can change. But you guys let me know your thoughts down below. Y for yes or N for no. Now we'll discuss some Giannis trade destinations here in a second, as a lot of these teams, they'll be calling on the Bucks forward. So we'll break down that here in just a little bit. But before we do so, if you guys want to get some Giannis gear, head to chatsports.com/Giannis. Get a Giannis jersey today. We'll have this link for you guys in the comment section and description of today's show. But yeah, get your Giannis gear today. Chatsports.com/Giannis. Link for that in the comment section and description. But click that link and get yourself some Giannis gear today. All right, so according to DraftKings, the number one betting favorite to land Giannis if you request a trade is the Atlanta Hawks. And I think the Atlanta Hawks, their front office, has put on a masterclass this offseason. And it starts at the NBA draft. Them trading down from pick 13 to 23 and acquiring the New Orleans Pelicans 2026 first-round pick unprotected. That is one of the most valuable assets in the NBA. Joe Dumars, he should be fired again from the NBA for even making that trade, but that's a different story. But to have that asset, and plus all the moves they have made in free agency, you're able to pick up Porzingis. You got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You got another shooter in Luke Kennard. What if Atlanta calls Milwaukee and says, hey, we'll give you Asen Newell, who they took at 23. We'll give you the Pelicans, first-round pick for next season. We'll give you Jalen Johnson. We'll give you Reece Shashay. Then you could potentially have a lineup of Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Giannis, and then Okongwu or Kristaps at that 5 spot. That team would be the favorites in the Eastern Conference. So I think if he gets traded anywhere, it's probably Atlanta. But another team that's always going to be involved in the latest NBA trade rumors, the New York Knicks. Now, I think the Knicks, if they want to trade Giannis, I think it would have to be twofold. One, Giannis obviously requests a trade, and then Giannis would specifically have to request a trade to the New York Knicks. I think that's probably the number one way to get this done. Now, could you package OG and a Josh Hart, get that deal done, give them any draft pick possible? Now, the Knicks, after that Mikal Bridges trade, it's tough for them to trade first-round picks. They don't have enough to offer compared to other teams. But you'd also be getting a proven commodity in OG, or maybe it's a Bridges paired up with Josh Hart. Maybe that makes some sense. But I do think from the Knicks front, probably can't make a better offer than other teams on this list. So it would have to be Giannis is like, hey, I got a championship for Milwaukee. I want to go play for New York. Please send me there. And then the Bucks just kind of, follow out his request there. We got the Knicks at number 2, and then number 3, how about the San Antonio Spurs? Could you imagine what a basketball team would look like with Giannis and Wemby out there on the court? It would be one of the best defensive teams of all time. I couldn't imagine trying to score on that defense. You just see 7-footers across the board. But the Spurs, what if they flip De'Aaron Fox? What if it's like, hey, we'll give you Fox, we'll give you Vassell, Keldon Johnson, a lot of first-round picks, and then it's like you got a big 3 of Dylan Harper, Wemby, and Giannis, and you got Luke Cornett to fill it out. You throw in Castle at that 2 spot. Now, obviously, they could maybe go the direction of like, all right, we'll give you Harper, Castle, Keldon Johnson, all of the first-round picks, and you build around Fox, Wemby, Giannis. That could be in the play, but I think the Spurs, they've been very, very patient during this Wemby era, but if a guy like Giannis becomes available, I'm assuming they're going to be a little more aggressive than, they've been over the last couple of off seasons. But number 4 here, they're the Houston Rockets. Now, I think this is unlikely. Mainly just because what would the package look like? That would probably be Şengün. That would be the number 1 player involved. Like, that would be the main piece Milwaukee would be getting back. And then with the Rockets still having control over a lot of their first-round picks, you could just get a package of Cam Whitmore, Şengün, Reed Shepherd, every first-round pick imaginable, and then you would have a core of Giannis, Kevin Durant, Amen Thompson. You're running Steven Adams or Clint Capella at the 5, Jabari Smith mixed in there. Still got Dorian Finney-Smith. Maybe they could get involved, but I would probably guess that the Rockets, because even though they traded for Kevin Durant, they're still set up for the future extremely, extremely well. Like, this would be could you imagine one offseason your favorite basketball team trades for Kevin Durant and Giannis? Like, that would be absolutely absurd. But I think it's unlikely. But again, the Rockets could offer a very good package for Milwaukee. And then a little dark horse team. But that little old basketball team up there in Detroit. You got Cade Cunningham, borderline top 10 player. He'll probably be a top 10 guy when it's all said and done after the season. What if they just give every young player they have, Ron Holland, Thompson, throw in every draft pick, Duren, they could throw him in that trade, and then it's just you got a Giannis and Cade combo. Like, that would be one of the better 1-2 punches the league has ever seen. Cade Cunningham, That pick and roll he would run with Giannis would be disgusting. You'd have just the defensive anchor that Giannis is. They just picked up Karis LeVert. They have another scoring guard. Now, I will say the negative of the Pistons making this move would be the rest of their roster would be pretty thin, but still in the Eastern Conference, a duo of Giannis and Cade Cunningham, I bet you they would be the favorites. I don't care who else is on that roster. We could have me and producer Coop out there, and we're probably still competing in the Eastern Conference. But I think these are the 5 teams most likely to trade for Giannis. Now, you could also throw in a team like the Golden State Warriors, but again, the Warriors, pretty similar to the Knicks. I think the only way they could get that done if it's like, Giannis, hey, I want to go play with Steph Curry. Do me right. Send me the Golden State. But if Giannis gets dealt, it's the Atlanta Hawks. The fit, the package, it would be perfect. But I'm going to go Atlanta for this. But if Giannis leaves Milwaukee, where does he end up? You guys let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. I'm going to guess Atlanta. I think they could offer one of the best packages. You get that Pelicans pick, a bunch of young 3-and-D wings also included. That's where I would go. If it's just an open bidding market and Giannis doesn't request a trade to a specific team, I think it will be Atlanta. But you guys let me know your thoughts down below. And also, please hit that subscribe button on your way out. We'll keep you posted with all the drama around the NBA, the drama around Giannis. We got you guys covered this whole summer. So hit that subscribe button today, and we'll see you guys next time on our next video here at Chat Sports.